You may have heard sacred steel prodigy Roosevelt Collier with the Allman Brothers, Tedeschi Trucks, or Warren Haynes. But sacred steel music began in the church. I'm Jesse Finkelstein. On this edition of the Blues Radio International podcast, we sat down with Roosevelt. Join us to listen to some real sacred steel music.
Yeah, man, let's talk some sacred steel, man. It was founded in 1930, poor black people back in that day. And so it was cheaper for us to get like a few dollars or like a little piece of board with some strings that cost some dollars versus like a big old pipe organ, You can kind of say it was more of what you can afford back then, From then, the steel, evolved. And so like now, like you have this steel that's like massive, that's in the forefront of the whole church service versus like a keyboard or organ. Willie Eason, he's quoted as the founder of sacred steel. There's a lot of players, but he really made it. So it's been this evolving thing in church for decades that nobody knew about. If you didn't come to it, then like you just didn't know. Like it wasn't until about like 1996, 97 till this folklore named Robert Stone, and he actually stumbled across this music. He had to find out what was this, where from, who's playing it, like all of the fine details like of a folklore, and because of him came the term sacred steel.
So over 7 decades, this became an integral part of the church, just as an organ does in other churches.
Exactly. No, exactly. So in our church, like you won't find an organ really. I mean, you probably find some in some places, but for us, man, it's the steel is out front. Like it's a steel. Most places have steel, bass, rhythm guitar, and drums. That's a basic sound with us, So at any point, like in a church, that's like you'll find a band playing with the steel out front, bass, drums, and a rhythm guitar, But man, it's still, leads everything, drives everything, It's another voice.
It is, and you bring up a point that I think is really important to me as I listen. Unlike the organ or other keyboard instruments, this really is as close to the human voice as you can get. It's like a violin.
There's no frets. So, man, I think it's like God sent. As far as being as close to a voice, if it's played right, because of the like ability and freedom to slide everywhere, and you could be pitchy, you can not be pitchy, it's just a voice,
How is learning steel? It's not like a fretted instrument where you can goof around and
it's easy. It's fun. It is easy. You know what?
You make it look easy, but
it is very easy. You know what, man? So like, I have this thing where like, I can teach anybody in about 5 minutes still, and you know what? That's because like everybody think, oh my God, man, it looks so hard, it looks so, no, man, it's just too much. But no, you know what? That's in your mind. You know what, man? If you kind of, just kind of chill out. Let me show you something. Like you could be playing in like 2 minutes tops. It's not as hard as folks think. It's very fun. It is a very fun thing to play because I mean, like you have a slide bar. You're just sliding up and down. Who don't want to just make noise, But good noise, But seriously, man. It's not hard at all, and of course I'm saying that, but so they'll be like, oh well, that's not fair. Like you can't say that, like it's not hard because you play it. But nah, man, it's a fun thing to play. And yeah, man, it's not hard, man. It's not hard to play, man.
You play many varieties of music as well.
Yeah,
You've
man.
gone far beyond where you started.
Yeah, man. I've been blessed to hit, man, a number of like genres playing, through still, you know, and yeah, man, I've played in a number of like genres from like, you know, straight up folk to country, bluegrass, to the rock and roll, funk, blues, of course, punk rock.
You had a nice stint with the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, jazz, you know. So you know what, man. But you know what? The thing about it is that, you know, I'm able to take this still and bring it and cross over. That's my whole goal, you know, is to bring this sound and cross over to where it makes sense to people. And you know what, man? I've been doing it, and it's a lot of fun.
How do you see the relationship between these different genres of music? I'm always interested. Some people are pure blues guys, pure country guys, whatever. You cross so many genres here. How does it all relate to one another? Do you see them all as part of one long continuum, or are they different?
No, I mean, like, you know, they're all different. You know, they're all different in their own way. You know, but there's a common ground to everything. You know, as long as you can find that common ground, like me, you know what, like everything got a downbeat. You know what, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, you know, like you have to have a downbeat, you know, and you know what, man, that's my common ground.
Could you tell us something about your instrument and show us
some sacred steel stuff?
Yeah, one of the first things I fell in love with is your Uncle Glenn's "Call Him by His Name." But
man, yeah, man, wow, really, wow, yeah, man, man, that's a beautiful tune, man.
It is.
Great guy, man. I mean, a great player, man. Just to watch him play every Wednesday night, every Sunday, every Friday, like, you know, like in church service where this is him playing, I'm sitting right next to him, like as a little kid, you know, just watching him play. And then when I got older, like 16, 17, I'm playing and he's standing over me while, you know, like a song is playing, saying, no, that's the wrong change. Play this right while it's all going.
So you had real-time guidance while you were performing.
It was real-time guidance. Let me play, guess like a standard hymn. Yeah, man, just some standard sacred steel stuff, man.
Absolutely beautiful.
You know, like it's and you know what, man, it'd be like that every Sunday night, every Sunday night, every Wednesday night. You know, just yeah.
I noticed you integrate a bass line into it as well.
Yeah, well,
When you're playing alone, you're a full one-man band.
Yeah. You know what, man, I had to learn that. You know, I had to learn that early on, playing alone, just me and a drummer. Yeah, you know, man, to play church services with just me and a drummer, man, and like all the time, man, and then it'd just be rocking. I mean, on full 10, it's just a big old bass drum sometimes, big old bass drum, and this and you know like a wooden floor for like you know feet stomping and hand clapping, the sound amazing, you know. Some of the best stuff ever, and people just praising God. Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you play something else for us?
Yeah, man. Sure, man. Let's play it. Let's play like you know, an Amazing Grace.
And I don't care what religious tradition someone's from or if they're an atheist, that moves you.
Yeah, nah, it does, and you know what, man, that's the beauty about you know playing with music. You know, it's a language that's spoken in every language. You know, for me, man, it comes straight from a family, man. I mean, yeah, when I was kind of born into it, you know. Grandfather is a pastor. He played instruments. He played the steel very well. He was a monster steel player. His sons, as my uncles, they played music. Alvin Lee and the late Glenn Lee, and so my uncle Reverend Glenn Lee that passed, you know, which you know he's in the book and quoted, you know. Taught me firsthand, you know, gave gave me my first steel, man. Six string. There's this story about me and my cousin, Lil Alvin. That's the bass player.
Alvin's not too little.
He is not too little. No. Well, they call him Alvin, but he's not too little. And so that's the bass player. He plays a 7-string bass. So there's a story. I think I had to be about like 11, and he's older than me, so he had to be about 15 maybe. And we are outside of Wednesday night church service this one night, and both my uncle Glenn Lee and Alvin Lee, they come outside. They take us outside. We're little, young, what's up, uncle? Hey. No, they stop us. They say, listen, y'all got to choose right now who's playing bass, who's playing steel. And of course, I'm young. I'm like, and so my cousin Lil Alvin say, I'm playing bass. And Uncle Glenn said, okay, done. You're playing steel. And that was it. I was like, wait, I like to play drums, and it was kind of, it went like that. And I was like, okay. And from that, man, it was a wrap, man. But with me, man, my family, man, my uncles, man, my aunties, man, my mom saying, my cousins, them, man, it's in the family, we were raised in it, man. We was, if not in church playing, we're like at home playing, if not at home playing, we're back in church playing. Church was like Wednesday night, Thursday night choir rehearsal, Friday night, youth night, Sunday twice a day, morning, and night service, and God forbids if we had to travel for like a midday service, so yeah, man, we were in it. And then, I had it all day, every day at home, grandma house, go to grandma house, everybody's playing. They're not playing sports, man, they're playing music, they over there, we got a big pot of rice, chicken going, and man, we over there playing music, as little kids, singing, just like, kids, just, we over there singing like a choir, we're practicing, got pots, got, some little amps, man, we just, we're young, we're like 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're in it heavy. And so, yeah, and then, like you have all us, then, like all of our uncles and our moms, they're there too, singing. Grandma, she's there. Big man, that's the grandfather. He's back in the room just listening, That's just me.
What's the first thing you learned to play?
The first thing I've learned to play, wow, I gotta go back almost 20 years. The first thing I learned to play, okay, he's gonna bring this out of me. All right. First time I got my steel, I got a 6-string. My grandfather called me like in the room, and it was him and my Uncle Glenn. They called me in the room, and they gave me a 6-string lap steel guitar. Such a surprise. I was so happy. And he's sitting here like on the bed. Uncle Glenn is here, is right here standing up, and they sit me down, and they was like, okay, man, I'm gonna show you. The first thing I'm gonna show you, and like you have to learn it, and like you go learn it, and you know what, like you'll play it, and I still play it till this day. So. Wow, I still remember that. Yeah, man, I've been blessed to be able to travel. I mean, just from this here, like like everywhere, man, touching like a lot of folks' lives. And you know what, man, that's my goal, man. It's you know what, man, it's never to be like famous or rich. You know what, man, I can care less about the fame or about the about the wealth and stuff like that. That's not like our goal, our purpose. Man, it's always been man, what, man, if you could touch somebody's life by playing, that's our purpose and goal. And I've been able to do that, like on so many levels. And for me, that's like that's better than money. That's better than anything. That's better than being like noted, like anything. Cause you know what, man, that's a person that's touched by me playing. And man, I got a crazy story. This is when I was first starting out. Yeah, so we're in Canada playing, all right? We're in Canada, and I don't know if it's a big festival going on, and we done played the hard show, big stage played, and we're rocking, good festival, we're rocking. So, like after the show, I like everybody is, sitting down, like everybody's come up to you, hey, hello, thank you for playing. And so, I'm off sitting down eating, and, I'm off sitting down eating, drinking my little juice. And I see like out of the corner, like of my eye, this huge guy. He had to be every bit about 6'7", 6'8". I mean, I look like a big biker guy. I mean, just like massive. And you know what? Like he kept on staring at me. And I'm up like, there's some good food, so I'm gonna keep on eating. And I mean, he had to be like very like just one of those typical like big, big guys, where you're like you hope that he's not coming to you, 5 minutes later, you know what, man, he gets up and I see him like out the corner, like, getting up. I'm not pinning on mine, but he's looking at me still. And he starts to walking towards me. I'm like 20, I'm young. And I'm up like, well, there's nobody else around me. I'm like, where's all of my boys? I'm up like, there was nobody around me. I'm up like, where's my uncles? Where's my cousins? Because like this dude is very big, and I don't know what's on his mind. I have no idea, and I just want to eat my sandwich and leave. I just, I'm tired. I'm up like, and he comes, and he stands over me, and of course I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, but. When I say he's as massive as, like he almost blocked the whole sun. Like, like easily about 6'8", 6'9", and had to be every bit about, just one of those big 350, 400 guys. And hands are just amazing. Shirt, arms are just out, big hands, And he just come over me standing, I'm up like, I'm like, hey, hi, like, hey, hi. And in the nicest voice, he said, man, through your music, man, I was touched 3 times tonight. I just wanted to come and just shake your hand, and totally crushed me. I was like, I didn't know what to say. I just told him, I said, you know what, thank you. And he said, man, I was touched like 3 times tonight through your playing. And, I just had, I had to just come over here and say something to you. And he said, God bless you. And he left. I was like, this is the reason why I'm playing. Like this is the reason why I'm playing. So, yeah, it was pretty, it was scary at first, but then it was like, that just happened to me,
Well, for thousands of people who don't come up and say anything, I know that's true because I see them
Yeah.
watching you and listening.
No, yeah, man. And man, this was like early on, like in my path of playing, you know. And so I was like, you know what? I was like, this is the reason why I'm playing. It's because of this right here, you know. Yeah. So I mean, you know, I don't take nothing for the wrong cause, you know, man. This is why I'm here, you know.
Can I trouble you to play one last thing before you go?
No, man.
I just would love listening to you, and I know that our listeners are going to find this very healing. Roosevelt Collier with an exclusive performance of Sacred Steel music in Blues Radio International Studio C. Sound by Jack Gauthier of Lake West Recording. I'm Jesse Finkelstein. This is the Blues Radio International podcast.